Today we are going to do data validation. Now, what is the use of data validation? Let us understand that. Okay. So for that, again, I'm going to share my screen. Let me just close all the other ones and let me start with sharing my screen. Okay. Now we are going to do something called as data validation. Now, what is data validation? In simple terms, data validation means accepting only valid data inside the cell. That is what data validation is all about. Accepting only valid data in the cell is what data validation is all about. Okay. Now, where is this option available? If you go to data, under data, you use this tool, which is data validation. Now, what is the concept of data validation? So accepting only valid data in the cell is what data validation is all about. Okay. So let us talk about data validation. Now, why is this data validation used? Data validation basically is used for creating templates, etc. For all these purpose, you use the concept of data validation. Okay. So creation of templates, all these things is done with the help of data validation. Now, I want to create a template where I would be recording the data for I want to record a data for the invoice. Now, what all I want to do, so I'm going to first create a format. Invoice number, vendor name, then invoice date, then I'm going to take a price, then discounts and payable. Do this, guys. Siddharth, you have any query? You have on your video. Siddharth? Done, guys. Create this format first. Done? Okay. Now, what all are the validations which we are going to do, or what are the restrictions which we are going to do? First restriction is the invoice number cannot be duplicated. Now, what do we mean by this? Cannot be duplicated. Cannot be duplicated means the same invoice number cannot be entered again in the cell. That is what it means. Okay. So let us first do this. So I go to invoice number. Now this invoice number, I do not want it to be duplicated. So invoice number is not duplicated. So for that, I'm going to, now there is no direct way of disallowing duplicate as far as Excel is concerned, but I'm going to use an indirect way of disallowing the validation. I'm going to select those cells. Now I go to data validation. Under data validation, you will see any value, whole number, decimal, list, date, time, text length, custom, etc. So I'm going to do something called as custom. Now, custom validation basically will enable me to use a particular formula into my validation. So I do custom. Okay, because there are no direct way of disallowing duplicate. So for that purpose, I'm going to use custom. See, these are the different kinds of validation you can apply. You can apply on numbers, on decimals, on list, that is creating drop-down list. You can do it on date, you can do it on time, you can do it on number of characters. All these things you can do. Okay. Is this clear, guys? So I do custom. Now, there is no formula for disallowing duplicate, but we are going to do a play around where we'll be disallowing duplicate. Now, what is the play around? We have learned to use the countif function. Now, what is the concept of countif? Countif is counting on condition. But countif also says that if it also checks whether the value is single or whether the value is um, multiple. Okay, so that is also being checked by countif. I request everyone, please. The happening is every time the video window pops up, somebody is coming into the session. Okay. Okay. So let us talk about this. Now I want to basically use countif. Now the way we have used countif as a normal function, you are going to use the same thing over here as well. So I'm going to apply a formula equal to count if. Now you will not see the function arguments over here because the function arguments are not visible when you're using it in data validation. Okay, so COUNTIF has two arguments, range and criteria. Now, what is the meaning of range? Range means data and criteria means condition. So, range means the column where I do not want to allow. So, I'm going to select the cells and I'm going to lock it, comma, and then for cell, this value should always be equal to 0, equal to 1, sorry. Okay. So whatever is the values in this cell, and the value in this cell, in this range should always be, the count should always be 1. That is what it means. Now comes the next part. Next part is input message and error alert. Now what is input message? Input message is for the user who is going to enter the data in the cell as to what kind of data I'm going to put a input message. Please enter unique invoice number. Okay. Sure. Look here. Range and criteria. Done. Are you done, Pooja? Are you done with COUNTIF? Screen is not visible. Guys, screen is visible or not? Huh, okay. Okay. Now, can you see now? Now is it done? Why A2 is the criteria? Could you please repeat, Pooja? Two arguments of COUNTIF. Range means this is the range. I'm going to lock the range. Now in this range, I'm going to check whether value in this cell or A3 or A4 or A5, any value should I enter, its count will always be 1. That is what it means. Is this clear, Pooja? Now do this. Okay, so you're done. Okay, cool. Now, next is input message. Input message is for the user who is going to enter data into my cell. So it is saying that please enter unique values only. So input message. Then comes error alert. Error alert means if a wrong data is entered into the cell, what message it will throw. So error alert is going to be number already number already exists. Okay. So this is input message for the user. This is error alert. So now see, if I click on this, this is my input message. Now I enter 1, it will accept. Now if I enter 1 again, this is my error alert. Do this. Then yeah. Okay. Now the next one. For the next one, let's go to the vendor name. Now, vendor name, I want to drop down where people should be able to pick the vendor name. Okay. So here is where we are going to use the list validation. So I go to data validation, setting, and from here I choose list. Now, if you already have the names into your Excel sheet, you can likewise select the source like this. But if the names are not there, then you can type the name with a comma. So I'm just going to type the names with commas. Do this. Done? Okay. So now you will see this drop down. Okay. Next is how come you're owning the video again and again? The control of the mobile is in your hand, guys. Okay. Now for the invoice date cannot be greater than today's date. So I'm going to select this. You can apply for the entire column also. The choice is yours. I click here. Data validation. I choose date. Under date, it will say between. Now we have learned something about today function, right? Today function automatically updates as your system date updates. So I'm going to say greater than, and here I will put the function equal to today, bracket open and close. So my formula will look something like this. Guys, done? Yeah? Sorry. Next is price. Now, price cannot be a negative value. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select data validation. I'm going to choose whole number less than, sorry, greater than 0. So it cannot accept any negative value, or it cannot also accept any 0 value. Then okay. Now for the discounts, that is price into 10%. So you will get the discount. I will drag the formula down. Oops, sorry. So this is the discount. And for payable is price minus discount. Again, I'm going to drop this down. So these are the both the functions which have been applied. Try it out. Then guys, now I see too many zeros, but it's looking at it, I don't like too many zeros. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hide or format these zeros as dash. So what I do, I select, I go to format cell. Under format cell, I go to accounting. Under accounting, you will see this desk. I will wait, and currency symbol will be none. Okay. Currency symbol will be none. When I apply accounting format to a cell, my zeros are formatted as dash. Do this. I select this. I go to format cell and I apply accounting format. Accounting format will format your zeros as dash. Done? Now, I have applied this data validation, but whosoever has little bit knowledge of Excel can simply go to data validation and say clear all, and your validation will be removed. However, we do not want this to happen. We want that our validation should remain and people should be able to use it as and when it is required. But they should not be able to remove the validation which you have applied into the cell. Here is where the concept of protection comes into picture. Now, what is the concept of protection? Remember that. Now, the concept of protecting sheet, okay, is based on the concept of locking and unlocking. What do we mean by that? It simply means wherever you want the user, wherever you do not want the user to work, keep it locked. That is a simple understanding of it. So, let us see this. Now, for example, what I want to do, sorry. Why I'm not able to scroll this? Okay. See, I want the user to work in 1, 2, 3, and 4 places. These places the user should not be able to work, nor will he be able to view the formula inside the cell. So first let's hide the formula which is there inside the cell. So I select this. I go to format cell. I go to the under format cell, you will see a lot of options: number, alignment, font, border, fill, protection. I go to protection. Under protection, I make it hidden. Okay. So hidden is basically going to hide my formula. Okay, that is what it means. So I do hidden and okay. Next, I select all these cells. Sorry, my bad. I select all of them. And now what I want over here, I want that the user should be able to work over here. Okay. So since I want the user to be able to work over here, I'm going to unlock those cells. So I will do Control 1. And the default setting of Excel sheet is locked. Okay. I want it to be unlocked because I want. Done. Okay. Now I'm going to remove the lock. Means I want the user to work over here. So the simple concept is wherever you do not want the user to work, uh, keep it locked. Wherever you want to hide the formula, keep it locked. Wherever you want the user to work, unlock those cells for him. Is this clear, guys? Huh. See, Pooja, wherever you want the user to work. For example, I want the user to work in these cells. So what I have done, I have unlocked those cells. I do not want the user to work over here. nor I want them to see my formula. So I'm going to make it locked and hidden both. Is this clear? Yes, you should not select the heading. You should leave the heading. Should select from the second row. That's correct. Okay. Hmm. Now, I do not want people to remove the validations which I have applied into these sets. So what I'm going to do for that purpose, I'm going to use the concept of protecting sheet. Now, what is protecting sheet? Whatever locking and unlocking you are doing, this is currently open. I want this to be protected. For that purpose, I'm going to use the concept of protecting sheet. Now, how does this work? But before that, so I go to date review and you will see the option protect sheet. Now, when you click on protect sheet, you will see lot many options like select lock cells, select unlock cells, format cell, format column, format row, insert, delete, insert hyperlink, etc. To allow the user to sort my data or filter my data. But after I have protected the sheet, my user will not be able to sort or filter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply the filter first before protecting. So what I do, I go here, I apply filter, then I go to protect sheets. Now, under protect sheet, it is going to ask you what you want to allow the user to do. So I want to allow to use auto filter. I want him to also sort. Sorry, not delete rows, sort. So these two I want to do. Then when you're protecting, you're going to obviously give a password. So I give a password. Now, the moment I give a password, if I go to data, you will see this data validation has been deactivated because we have protected the sheet. Done. Now, all the validations which you have applied will automatically work over here. So if I go here, it is going to work. Okay. Done. Try this out, please. Guys, this is done. Done with the session, and today was the last session. Do you have any questions you want to ask me? Hello? Yeah, that I will send. Yes, that I will send. Protecting, I'm unable. You will have to unprotect these cells. See, Pooja, the thing is, these cells should be unprotected. This should be unlocked. This should be unlocked before protecting. So to unprotect your sheet, go to review, click on unprotect. It will ask you for a password. Now these cells are going to unlock this. This should be unlocked. What to tell about assignments? What to tell about assignments? Hello? What to tell about assignments? That I will send you in the assignment, right? Yeah. Further proceeds, whatever is your further status. Welcome. Thank you for your efforts. We enjoyed training. It was quite informative. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. What is a second, guys? Let me stop sharing. Yes. No wonder why this is not happening. Okay, I guess if nothing else, we will close the session. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great evening. Bye bye. See you soon.